Hello and welcome everybody. This is Kristy from Sewbits. I've come on today to do my hexagon. Now, if you've been on my Sewbits page or if you've been on Christine's Slow Stitch with Friends, I'm pretty sure sometimes you just don't look at names, you just know the page. And then you just forget because you don't think about reading it. You just know where to go. Sorry, Christine. So I'm doing the hexagon in the small hexagons, but you would have seen that I put up my quilt. I have finished the quilt itself. I'll put a little bit on the table. So that's it there, and these came from my AccuQuilt cutter. The hexagon, I haven't got the other one here, I put it away. The hexagons comes like this, and then this shape here is this one here. You wouldn't think so, but don't forget you've got your 1/4 inch seam taken off, so it's smaller again. And then this one is what I'm using next. So I've made a template out of cardboard. So the card stock that you, oh, and this is the back, I beg your pardon. The card stock that you use for comic books, that definitely had gone through, no problem. So there it is there. It cut it perfectly. But then I realised I needed a clear one. So the back of my quilt is this here, and I received this beautiful piece from the lovely Sally for Christmas. Thank you, Sally. And so that's gone on the back, and I've just had to add. Now, two sides of this and two sides of the other, they weren't the same, so I had to add fabric on this side and fabric on that side, and all I'm doing is blanket stitching the binding, which I just rolled over. So what I'm going to do now, this is going to be a working in progress, because I think I'm going to put some embroidery stitches all the way along the edge. So that will look nice, but that's, like I said, I was going to use it as a mat, but I think I'm going to do something else for a mat, or I'll just leave what I already have under there, because I like the feel of it. It's been quilted and it's quite flat. So the hexagons, I found my, at the moment when I get time and I remember, which is what I might write down, Gosling quilt. I've decided to write a diary because I'm just not getting anything done. And so this is a Companion's Quilter's Diary. And today's the 5th. Yes. Today I wrote down, I have to do my daughter's shorts. I have to think about Valentine's, my lace, my project, for February project for you, and my hexagon quilt. And then tomorrow I've got crochet, and I might start on the Roxy Journal of Stitchery project. And I've got a hem, a quilt binding. I've got a quilt which is already pieced together, which is this one here. And I've just got to do some hem. So Christine had some lovely fabric she gave me, so I'm going to use this as the hem to contrast with the actual hem itself, which is there, the green one. So I've got to do that. And do some more crochet because I'm making a blanket. I put my daughter Rebecca, I said I would make one, and that was like 2 years ago. I've got a quilt called Flying Pigs and Dancing Chickens quilt. It's all felt, and you put it down and, you do blanket stitch all the way around the pieces. And I have another quilt called Number 5, and that's from Lucello. I'm sure that's how you spell it. And if you just look up Number 5 quilt, Lucello, they're based in Melbourne. You'll be able to find lovely quilts there. And then I really need to get on and have a look at my Fleur Woods embroidery course. And then on Sunday, I will try and do the Gosling quilt. And what this does is it makes me accountable. It's not for anybody, obviously, it's just for myself. Because when I write things down and it's on a board or, in a diary, which I don't use generally, I'm much productive. I'm better at I'll get my words out in a minute. I'm much better at doing things and completing them. So let's get back to the original reason why I came on here, was to do part of the hexagon. Now that was the you chose the clear one because when I did the paper one, the cardboard one, wherever that went, I don't think I could see how if I was centered in, even though I liked the idea, it still come in handy. But this one you can see, I don't know if I move you over, would be a good thing. I can see where I am on the picture. So I've just drawn another line around. Doesn't make much of a difference, but it does when you're wanting to turn the edges over. This is the cup of tea, and there's this one here, but I think I'm going to go for this one. And so this will just fit in. I may have to tweak it a little bit, or I may just go for that one and cut out the edges. I may just add a little bit of seam allowance for that. Not sure. Or I'll just do the actual cup itself. I think I might do that, not the plate. I think I'll just do the cup. That's what I will do. I'll just stitch down the cup. This is done in pen, so all that will rub off. And then that will give me plenty of room around the edge to put on my quilt, because I'd love a cup of tea. And so that's what I'm doing at the moment. I've got Milo. So here in Australia we have this chocolate milk called Milo, and it's just delicious. You can have full cream milk, or you can mix it with water and milk. So where am I up to? I was thinking about finishing off this here, wasn't I? So I'm going to have those two. I'll probably get rid of that one. Now, I did have threads, and I don't know what I've done with them. I'm sure I had the threads, or I got the threads out the other day, and then I decided to clean up my thread box and reorganize them again. So I'm going to stop the video and get some threads. My threads now. I've chosen these three. This is a tea set that was my mum's, and so I thought, oh, I'll just copy that. Use the teacup. I probably could use that one. It'd be the same, but I think I like that one. And I would just do blue all the way around the cup, and possibly around the saucer, and not the big plate. And then I was thinking I could use that for the stems if I wanted to make some flower heads. If these would be the flower heads, and this would be the colour of the stem. But maybe I'm just thinking it might be a little bit too dark now. So let me change that over to, yeah, I think that's better. Now these are the organisers that this is what I've organised my threads in, and my other Pearl threads. And these are from Kmart. And now you can get them from Target in Australia. Okay. Now, I asked the question, how many threads to use, and someone had told me 1. But I'm going to see if 2 will still be able to do it. This is my friend Vanessa. She made this for me out of retreat. She gave everybody a gift. I'm seeing her in July next year. Right. Yeah, I think 1 is just too tiny. So it's going to be 2 threads. As you know, we always say, oh, we should have threaded up beforehand. But we don't. One, I only do a single knot, not a double. Sometimes you can feel the knot underneath. So we will do, let's start with the bottom, and I do have a hoop, and it's in this tin. It's right here. Is this going to be suitable? Let's have a look. I think the hoop would be heaps better. There we go. This came from a project that it was in. Heaps better. Oh. Right, I'm just going to stop the video and sort myself out. Now I've finished my teacup and I've just plugged in my iron. Just wait for that to get a bit warmer. And I used that blue and I used this pink, and this was a bit thicker. This is Semco, I think. I'm not too sure. It was just a, one I got in the pack from, the iron's having a heart attack. So let's take this out now. And because this is a wool mat, I can iron straight under here. So let's just put some of these things out of the way. Ow. I hate it when my desk gets a bit messy. I can't seem to think. Put that back up there. I shouldn't be reaching over in front of you, but I actually can't help it. Right, let's pop that off. Right, have we finished? Yes, I have. Right. I'm just going to leave that. There we go. Look at that. Just leave that on there for a minute. Well, not quite a minute. Sometimes if you don't leave it hot enough, you can still see the writing. That'd be like a lovely circle. Right, we don't want the circle. We want our hexagon, which I put in the bag. Right, so what we need is our pen.
Which one?
Oh, sorry, I'm not talking to you, Suri. Right. So what I'm going to do is make it, I think, that little bit bigger. Then I know I have room to play with on the mat. There we go. It's a bit what am I trying to say? A bit worrying sometimes when you go to cut something out. You go, oh my gosh, hope I cut it out the right size, etc., etc. Now I don't have a mat. Just let me get my quilt. I've got to figure out which one it's going to be, and I've got to go make sure there's the top. I hope I didn't bump you. I think I like it on this one here. Yep, I'm going to do it here. So I've got to figure out whether I'm just going to turn the edges over . I don't know where my cardboard is. Sorry, I was just, oh, there it is. Thinking. let's get this back again. I've got to have enough space around there for that to be the edge. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want it too small. It'll have too much of a gap around here. So I think that is a perfect size for my hexagons, and then I just add my material. So this will be the bit that goes when you fold in the material like that. So I'm going to fold in. Let's see if this works with the iron. No, it doesn't really work that way. So let's find, I need my board, just a minute. Oh, I banged the, I did bang the thing. Now this is called, sorry pen. I'm not, the footstool in the dog. Now this is called, I don't know what it's called actually, I can't remember. But it has sandpaper, so it stops your fabric from moving when you want to draw. Now usually you put the cardboard in and sew round, and then I've just realised I've ironed it and then it went away, silly Billy. If I just iron this bit. So hopefully this will now turn into a triangle. Yay, look at that. I think that one's a bit crooked there. It could be actually my design, not design. Yes, the way I place the hexagon. My iron's making a funny noise. Right, let's bring that up. If not, I'll start again. Yeah, I love it how some things just don't work for you with the second time around. All right, I think that is better. There goes the quilt. Nope, there's a thing there. That bulge and that one. I'm going to go off camera, sort it out, and I'll be back. I couldn't find a pencil, but to do the thing, and I found this Sew Daily hexagon. So what it is doing is it's giving me the actual size of the hexagon I need to cut out, and then it's giving me the inside, but I can't find a pencil to mark the dots. So I am thinking if I get this needle and poke down into the fabric, The dots are there, and all I've got to do now is transfer the dots with my pen. I hope you saw all that. So what I did was I put that on there, did the dots with this thing with a big needle, and then I transferred the dots with my pen. And then I shall draw the dots. Fine, the fabric, but if you go backwards that way, I think that's when it distorts the fabric. See, yeah, it does work, this board. I just can't remember what it's called, but it stops your fabric from moving around. Okay, let's put that away before I hurt myself. Let's do a finger press, I think. Let's put that back there. And what happens is, I think when you press, it distorts the fabric and makes it stretch. That's probably what's happened. Let's get some pins. It's good having the mat here and putting that in there. Hopefully this will work. Just turn it up a little bit. Right, that will do. Oh, maybe I'll just bring that one in slightly. A bit of starch would help as well. So let's move that. Okay. So here we are, my first hexagon. Right, I'll get rid of that and put that pin back in there. So these are quilting pins, and what it is they bow down there. Oh, you probably can't see. They bow down there, so when you put them in like that, they bow and they come up, not straight out, so then it just holds the fabric there. And then you're left with the bit underneath. Let's get some pins, regular pins. This one is just, this is not doing it for me here. There. I think I'm happy with just not putting any wadding down. I want to just put it down with just the fabric. Now I've got to decide what I want to put round it. And I'm thinking, I've got stuff everywhere here at the moment. I'm thinking blue, the same colour as that. I love having that box. And Sally, thank you, Sally. I know you're watching, but Sally, I looked at Sally's the other day and thought, oh, she's got hers going the other way. And I say it's much better having them go this way than turn them and then having them go that way, because some reason your eyes just follow along straight across. They don't have to sort of, I don't know, going across with the colours seems to be a lot easier finding what you want than having them turned around that way. So if you've got them like this, have a go at turning them around the other way, and you might find it's a lot better on your eyes. You can sort of see the colours better. So I'm just going to grab 2 strands of floss. I think that will be better. Have I got enough there? No. I know you're supposed to pull 1 thread at a time, but that doesn't always work for me. Right, I can wind that up later. This pin's stuck to the magnetic of the needle. These are Spotlight scissors, by the way. They're actually really good. Right, let's find a needle. Like always, you need to find a needle to thread it. I do have a milliner's needle somewhere. Let me just have a look here. I don't know if this is a milliner's needle. Yeah, it probably is. Just trying to thread my needle. It's definitely not playing the game, and threading it in the wrong hand does not help. Now I've just placed that down there, and I've got to think about threading around that as well. So do I have a contrast colour, or do I come in and let me turn this off. Do I have a contrast colour, or do I come in and make it the same, like it's the same different colour altogether? I could do the dark blue on there, I don't know. So what I'm going to do here is move that. I'm going to come in a bit further away underneath the fabric and pop out just there, and then pull on the thread, and then heard a pop, and that hides the thread in the fabric, and then you just cut that off. Give it a rub, and you don't even know that it's there. So we're just going to pull that slightly. It's probably a bit short now, is it? If you're having trouble, I'll just leave it there, actually. It'll be all right there. It's just not hiding underneath. I'll just feed it under there. The first one's always the hardest to get going. And then all your threads decide to catch on the pins. This is going to go great guns. Now the first stitch is not very big. I'm not editing any of this. This is just what I have to put up with at times when I'm doing my sewing. I'm not worried whether my stitches are too small or too long. I just want to stitch them down. I think if we spend too much time worrying about those sorts of things, we'll never get anything, or I won't get anything done. You might, but I won't. So that's looking good so far there. Trying to keep it as flat as you can. Might come in with, let's have a go at my quilting pin instead of the big ones. They're going to be better, but I'll just leave that there. Now you can go forwards to go backwards if you find that you've made a bit bigger mistake. I know I am doing a back stitch, but sometimes I mix mine up a bit. And my thread is too long. So I'll just go to the corner and come round. See, I made a big one there. And I will come back to go forwards. So that there, and then I'll come in. I'll try and get close again. There we go. Because I'm not going all the way through the quilt, it's hard to hold the quilt. I probably should put it in some sort of hoop, but I don't know if that will work. Because I really need it to be in a hoop. Oh my goodness. There we go. See, my stitches aren't perfect. Even though that one is a little bit too long. Oh, there we go again. Maybe I should take that one out. It's being annoying. Oh, we just got another one out. Oh, he knocked the bales off. England are all out for 384. Now Australia's going to go back in a minute. I shouldn't be talking cricket on a sewing channel, should I? All right, I'm going to leave it here. You can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you saw that all the way through, and I will come back with that one finished. Here I am, finished. Oh, there's my phone again. Yes, so I am finished, and I think I've got one ready to go for next hexagon, and I think I probably won't need to show you a video of this one, but I'm thinking, I might put it on maybe one of those fabrics there. You can't see. I'm thinking I might put it on that one because it's similar, blue, same colour, and all I've got to do now is just fold over the edges and trim it down. Not trim it down, sew it down. So I think that's going to go there. And thank you very much for watching. Please go over to Christine from Create and Crafts with Christine and join this wonderful, wonderful, exciting project.